Hi everyone, and welcome to this interview session with the CEO of Ephlux. Mr. Ali, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Nadia, for having me here. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you. So my first question is that you've obviously been in the technology scene for quite some time. So what, in your opinion, is the emerging trend this year that enterprise software developers have to adopt to?
Okay, first of all, the main trend that's happening not just for this year, but for the last 5 years is social networking. You have 1 billion Facebook users using it like crazy, and you've got every other person having a smartphone in his or her hand, interacting with all sorts of data on a very large volume. So what that has done to the customer psychology is that it has made the customer really impatient. And at the end of the day, the customer has become the real king, and the customer is not loyal to anyone other than himself. So you've got to really catch the customer where the customer is, be where the customer hangs around. So the customer wants you wherever he and when he wants you to be there. So so as a company or as a brand, you need to strategize everything that your business does around the customer, even more so than any time before in the history.
Yeah, that's true. So how do you see these enterprise software vendors adapting or kind of capturing this new emerging trend?
See, the first of all, as I said just now, that you have to really know the customer in and out, and you have to keep the customer in the center of your business strategy. That's first, right? And obviously, then you have to align the enterprise architecture around those business strategies. What that really means is your enterprise resources have to be really agile. They have to be really, you have to be really quick to be able to respond back to this impatient customer who's running around interacting with all sorts of brands and data on a daily basis. So you need to really align all your enterprise assets, including your IT assets, to be able to serve the customer real fast. Now, what that means is you have to have a very solid mobile strategy. You have to have a very robust social strategy across all the social channels that you might be using. You have to have a really solid e-commerce strategy. But at the end of the day, all have to be very seamlessly integrated to create an awesome customer experience. And the way to do that, as we see today, the cloud. When we say cloud, what it really means is you are opening up your enterprise to more possibilities, to more flexibility, and then you can connect to your third-party applications, to third-party services, in a fly and on-premise and the application on the cloud. They can interact together in a very agile enterprise architecture to be able to serve the customer really fast. And that's what I feel, most of these enterprise software vendors are adopting to, and that's what everybody needs to do. Otherwise, they're going to be irrelevant in a very near future.
True. And which of these trends are you most excited about?
I mean, to be honest, all of them, because if you look at it, none in isolation can really serve the purpose, right? So when you talk about the mobile and social and e-commerce, it all, when they're connected together in a way which is awesome for the customer, is what the real magic is all about, right? So it's not to do with just your mobile app that you might have launched or the retail software that you might have installed. It has to be connecting all those dots together, and with the customer sitting like a king right in the middle of all that.
And how is Oracle contributing to this? I mean, what steps are they taking?
Oracle, to start off, Oracle did a 5-year project to rewrite all their applications onto the architecture, which is called Oracle Fusion Middleware. So they've done all the hard work already, and now it's time for them to really capitalize on those investments that they've made over the past 5 years. So what I see, we've already heard that the database 12c announcements in last year's keynote session. So now they're going to build upon that. There are going to be a lot of cloud offerings coming from them, enterprise mobility, and at the end of the day, their customer experience and Oracle Social are going to be the front end for all things Oracle. And Oracle Social Network, which is part of Oracle Web Center, that's going to take the center stage in a very short coming future.
Okay. So tell me, how does Ephlux do it? I mean, I know it's a very dynamic marketplace. So how does Ephlux, as an enterprise software vendor, manage all these trends and changes?
Right. I mean, we've been working on different, what I would call components of the customer experience over the past 7 years. Like we worked on mobile apps before they were in fashion. We worked on some large-scale e-commerce deployments for some of the top brands on the planet. Like we worked with Philips, we worked with Caesars Entertainment, we worked with Disney for different areas of customer experiences so far. But now with SOA and Fusion middleware technologies, what we are doing at this point are integrating those disconnected customer experiences and weaving them together into the core of the business process and strategy back to the back-end ERPs like JD Edwards and e-business suites, etc., which conventionally were not really as open a platform as they've become now with Fusion middleware sitting right in the middle. So that's where we are positioning ourselves to be that integrated digital customer experience service provider. And all of that has to be then aligned accordingly.
Do you feel like there are other service providers that do what Ephlux does?
Obviously there are, and only the ones that are there are, it's my prediction, are going to survive, because the ones that are not going to align themselves accordingly are going to be pretty irrelevant very soon. So so there definitely are competitors, but the way we are positioning ourselves, especially for this Oracle OpenWorld that's happening in just 10 days from now, is to create win-win scenarios with our competitors, because nobody can in itself take the whole the whole set of challenges that are coming in along with the opportunities coming with them. There's no one vendor that can really serve the market, so you have to really collaborate together with Oracle partners, and we're going to be there to share our experiences and obviously benefit from others' experiences and make a solid win-win team that can really serve the customer of today.
Of course. And as you said, Oracle OpenWorld is only 10 days away. So what are you expecting from Oracle this year?
I mean, lots of stuff. And what's going to happen now is a lot of maturity going to come into the platform that they've introduced. They've been on the right track. They've introduced a lot of right strategies and have backed those strategies with some solid investments, as I said, over the past 5-6 years. Now is the time for them to be really capitalizing on all that they've already invested on. So exciting times ahead, and really exciting times for companies working on Oracle platform because of the robustness that they've got within the platform and how they are integrating with the cloud, with the on-premise, the private cloud, the public cloud, and all these other fusion technologies that are coming along with it.
Yes, true. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. That was very, very insightful, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
Thanks a lot, Nadia. It's always a pleasure. Take good care. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.